Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Blind Guy,
His Wife,
and Their Life. Today we're going to show you our special Blind Guy Olympics that we created to help the sighted and those without sight to learn from one another in this experience. So let's get right into the competition, LaQuita Marie.
All right, guys, let's get right into the competition. And before we do, please give it a thumbs up. If you are excited about this competition, like, share, and subscribe. Let's go.
Let's go. The competition you're about to see is called Blind Man's Bluff Obstacle Course.
So here are the rules. You have a coach for each team, and each coach, they have to coach their blindfolded person from one hula hoop to a second hula hoop to a third hula hoop before they arrive at you, the base, because you're the goal. And when they get to you, they win.
That's correct.
Or whoever gets to you first wins, right?
Whoever gets to me first wins. So let's watch round one of this competition.
All right, Corey, so round one, on the screen, we have Broderick leading, he's coaching Christiana, she's blindfolded. Right out of the gate, Christiana and Morgan are running. Morgan is also blindfolded, being coached by Brooklyn. And I hear right, left. It's a deep voice that must be Broderick because there was a lot of screaming going on as the girls were blindfolded and running with sticks in their hand. Then you have Brooklyn is like over here, and she's kind of running to a direction, pointing. And then I think Morgan is following the sound of her voice. Next, you have both of them, the blindfolded people, kind of running around. They wind up crashing into you. Well, sort of. They come back to you, but they're both kind of, it looks like a tie.
Right. And they're doing a lot of running with the sticks in front of them or off to the side of them. Now I don't run because I just don't know what's ahead of me. I only get clothesline by anything or run into a sign and like ding. So I don't run. But I know that when I was at the Center for the Blind, there were times that young people with their teenagers, especially during the summer months, they would come and they run all the time. And even if they couldn't see anything, they would be running, and sometimes be running without their sticks, just running through. And
running where?
To wherever. They were trying to catch up with a friend that was going to the cafeteria, or they were trying to get the best seat for the movie night.
So were they tripping and falling, or were they making it?
Man, some kind of way they were making it. Now, there were some occasions where you would hear a loud boom, where they might have ran into a door or they might have collided into somebody and they fell down. But that was very rare. Some kind of way they were accurate enough to not end up in the hospital. That's all I know.
All right.
I wouldn't do it. Okay,
so a lot of running in that round. Let's go on to round two. All right, Corey, round two. Actually, I was a coach in this round, and even though...
Poor Broderick.
No, I mean, even though... we kind of went off camera when we got to the goal, which was you. I'm pretty sure I won. I was guiding Broderick. He was blindfolded, and I could hear me saying right, turn left. I was super calm. There was no screaming on my part. Brooklyn was being guided by Morgan, and
a lot of screaming there.
Right. So that's where the screaming comes from. I don't know if you remember that round. If you can remember how calm and collected I was as a coach, but basically. Brooklyn was doing pretty good, being guided, but her stick was weird.
Yeah, a lot of times people act like that stick is a magic wand when they're not, used to using it. They just have it out in front of them like it's just supposed to find everything for them. And it's like, no, this is not Harry Potter. There's no magic stick. There's no magic wand. It doesn't find everything. You got to move it back and forth. And I've seen people at the Center for the Blind too, and out just in public, I know they don't even put their sticks on the ground. They just kind of hover it like a centimeter or so over the ground, and it works for them. Me, I'm a sweeper. I put it on the ground. I sweep. Sometimes I tap and I slide.
You think you're sweeping your stick, and you look like those people that you're talking about. Your stick will be barely moving until you run into something. Then I noticed that when you get to that point in the future or those locations, you'll wave it side to side, like, oh yeah, let me actually sweep.
Yeah, no, for the most part, I'll tap and I'll sweep, and especially in places I do get comfortable in certain places, and I'll move my stick less, but the less familiar I am with the area, then I'll tend to sweep more. So, and that's not a good thing because sometimes things change even in familiar areas. So,
all right, let's go to round three. All right, so finally we're at round three, and this is where we have, I guess, the junior competition where you got little Sydney being directed by his dad on the screen. Then you have Coco being directed by Morgan, and this is where things just became hilarious.
Yeah, I know. If you can hear it, Morgan sound like, oh, like she's doing turkey hunt. And
yeah, I think she started with directions, and then she found it easier to just make a sound and for Coco to follow the sound. And then she was like kind of just standing in the way so that Coco would not go right or left, so that she could kind of guide her with her voice and just like, let me nudge you this way, let me nudge you that way.
I know for me, I don't like that because people will nudge or they'll grab you by your shirt sleeve and pull or just push you in a certain direction, and you've done that too. And it's like,
yeah, I will push you and say, go that way, Corey.
And to me, that's just like, you kind of just automatically going, what did you just? It's like you just steam up real quick.
And it was a close call. It looks like pretty much each team tied up. Well, luckily we were able to follow up on a different day with the people that participated in the competition. So let's hear from them and see what they thought about being blindfolded.
It was hard because people were screaming and stuff, and then like you couldn't hear the person who was telling you which way to go, so you was kind of like spinning in circles. That's why it was hard. It was challenging because all the voices are matching the one, and like you have to listen out for like right or turn around or go backward.
I didn't even know where I was going, and it was just confusing because everybody was yelling and doing stuff to make it more confusing than it already was. So
using, even with the stick to answer the last question, that was pretty much my extension, pretty much my eyes. Like that was my warning. Like if I'm getting close to someone or something, that's pretty much like my only warning sign to let me know something was in front of me. The part I liked the best was directing.
Can you hear me now? Like it starts to get frustrating, like when you're trying to project over the other noise and trying to get them to focus in to get them to know where to go.
Well, we hope that you enjoyed this particular event, Blind Man's Bluff obstacle course for the Blind Guy Olympics. We had some great competitors and everybody had a lot of fun, and there was a lot of good spirited competition.
How should you give sighted guide to a person that can't see? Like if you were to say to somebody, hey, help me get over to wherever, because especially if you're not familiar with the area, how should they help you get there?
The best way to give sighted guide to someone that's vision impaired is to actually use physical contact. Sometimes you can use words, but you just have to be accurate with what you're saying with your lefts and your rights. But the best way is always to use physical contact, whether that's letting them hold on to your elbow or putting their hand on your shoulder so they can follow you as you step along or walk along a certain path.
Everybody thinks a blind person should have a dog. Like our kids want you to have a dog. So what if you have a dog?
I don't prefer a dog because one, guide dogs, it's a lot to train to use them. They're quite expensive to maintain as far as vet bills, and they have to have a specific
Corey,
diet.
just stop.
And I'm not finished.
Just go ahead.
But I'm not finished.
Start at the beginning.
I'm not finished. There are a lot of responsibility. Like I said, because you have to take them out, you have to give them room, you have to let them use the bath, take them out and use the bathroom and do those types of things. And they have that added responsibility. It's just easier just to, learn to travel as independent as possibly as I can, the places I have to go, and also just to use sighted guide.
Okay, so I will just cut to the chase. Corey doesn't like dogs.
That's a mistake. I do like dogs. I like dogs. I do like dogs. I just don't want to own one. I not been able to see. I don't trust animals that I can't see. I'm about to go drop this load right here. You're gonna step in it in 5 minutes. They don't communicate like that. I mean, so that's why it's like, since I can't see the dog or see the animal, I'm a little bit leery of animals I can't see.
Okay. All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Making me a dog hater.
Anyways, guys, we hope you found something of value here. If this helped you, if it gave you some information that you didn't have before, if you found the value, give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this episode of
A Blind Guy,
His Wife,
and Their Life.